It's a regular Tuesday morning slot, What the Hack? And this morning we are talking to Abdul Moosa, Global Chief Technology Officer at the Nihka Technology Group, about the pros and cons of smart locks. Abdul, a very, very good morning to you.
Hi, good morning, and thank you for having me on the show.
I don't think I have ever encountered, or I don't remember encountering a smart lock. I mean, let's start with the most basic of questions. What is a smart lock?
I think if you look at the way that technology has evolved, everything around us is becoming smart. So strangely enough, you probably have interfaced with a smart lock before. I mean, entering a hotel room, you typically get one of those cards that you wave against the door, and you've got what we call an RFID sensor. And that information is validated somewhere. It says this is identity of a person that's checked in, and by virtue of that identity being verified somewhere, it makes the lock smart. And obviously there's technology that's embedded within that. And that is where we start moving away from what we call the traditional locking system, where you're using a key or some manual mechanism without any intelligence behind it. So it's been around for a long time, but I think we have evolved in terms of the use cases of smart locks. And it's not only the hotel industry that's using us.
Are you aware of residents using it? I mean, somebody who owns a home or a flat. Or is it pretty much only in the kind of commercial and retail sectors that it's being used?
I am aware of several residential instances where smart locks have been installed. I'm not sure if you've seen the concept previously that was presented on one of these television shows for investment called Ring, which is a smart doorbell, which typically gets installed to replace your traditional intercom system, but it's an all-in-one with a camera, locking system, etc. And the concept of smart homes are becoming more and more prevalent. So I have seen several people using that. And you'll find that, when a lot of these citizens go on holiday or they're sitting at their office, they're remotely connecting into these systems to get video footage. They've got object recognition as an example. So there's a lot of tech that's come into that, and I think the adoption is increasing significantly.
Ahmed, my colleague Pippa Hudson was talking yesterday about recent trends in car theft, and it was clear listening to that conversation that often the thieves are one technological step ahead of the good citizens, and whatever technology the car industry comes up with to make your car less stealable, pretty soon the thieves have a way of overriding that technology. Is the same true of the kind of smart locks that you've been talking about?
Most definitely. With smart technology, unfortunately, it does use software as a basis. And anything that runs on software is vulnerable to a cyber attack. And as we've seen, cyber attacks are on the rise in the industry specifically. If I look at South Africa as an example, we're probably the 6th highest targeted company in the world in terms of cyber attacks. So if you just extrapolate those statistics to something basic like the smart lock, it's very easy for somebody to hack it and override the system. There are flaws. Fortunately, dependent on the vendor that you're going with in terms of your smart lock technology, they're either very good at security or they're very poor. So I've seen a lot of reviews online where, as an example, there's portals that people can log into without authenticating or verifying the person, and you can watch someone's video footage that's taking place in terms of the smart lock connected to a camera, which is quite scary. So yes, definitely, I think there are pros as well to it, because you can probably react a lot quicker to incidents. So if somebody does try and break into your property, as an example, and you've got a smart lock, it can be integrated into security alarm systems and so forth, where traditional locks cannot do that. But once again, it is susceptible to cyber attacks or cyber breaches.
And protection against those cyber attacks, breaches, because it becomes a kind of escalating arms race, as it were.
It does. Unfortunately, it's an ever-moving target. And it becomes a lot more complex when you're talking about residential instances of this technology. In a corporate setting, you've got ICT personnel and other security mechanisms that sit in front of this to protect hackers from breaching or breaking into that technology. But unfortunately, if you look at a normal home user, they would typically have some sort of Wi-Fi system that you're connecting to. And that's the end of the security in terms of what you can actually put in front of that to protect the technology. Building a cyber fortress, as we call it, on top of all of these technologies will become quite costly. And the complexities of managing that for a resident becomes extremely high.
Yeah, thank you. I'll continue to use burglar bars, I think. Abdul Moosa, Global Chief Technology Officer at the Nihka Technology Group.